Had a long ass day, but we here, you know. If you don't show up for yourself, who will? You got to show up every day if you want something. How bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? How much of yourself are you going to put into your dreams? How much are you going to believe in yourself to achieve your ambitions and your goals and your dreams? I feel like everybody needs a little bit of an ego to reach their goals and their ambitions. And a lot of people may disagree with me. I'm not going to lie, because I feel like in today's age, at least, I don't know if it's social media or if it's always just been a thing, but I truly think that like everybody has this negative connotation when it comes to ego, which makes sense. You know, people are egotistic and egomaniacs and like have this crazy confidence of feeling that they're better than other people. And for me, I feel like that ego can be negative, and that's if you project it onto other people. You know, the whole I'm better than you, I'm the absolute best out of everybody, like nobody can ever touch me. I feel like there's like a line to it. You know what I mean? I feel like obviously you need to think that you're the best. You need to think that you have that skill to be on top, you know? And that's there's nothing wrong with that. There was this one saying I've heard that's always stuck with me. I heard it from my homie Kelvin too. Shout out Kelvin too. But he said, um, nobody's better than you and nobody's better than me. Or I'm not better than you and you are not better than me. Something like that. And it really stuck with me because it got me thinking that like you can like tell yourself like I'm the best. That's like the type of confidence you need, that I'm the king. But don't project it onto other people where you're just like, I can easily destroy you. I am better than you in all ways and you are nothing. Like I feel like that's maybe like the negative connotation of ego. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to say like, oh, you shouldn't be overconfident, cuz what's over? How can you be overconfident? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no such thing as overconfident. You know, people are always like, "Oh, don't be so overconfident. Don't get too cocky because if you fail, you'll look stupid." Like everybody fails. Everybody loses, you know? And if you look stupid losing, it's cuz you just you couldn't take it, you know? You didn't have the confidence to win anyways. That's why you look stupid when you lose. People who lose the right way smile about it. You know what I mean? Obviously, it sucks to lose and nobody likes to lose, but if you lose and you just take it as a lesson and just take it as a stepping stone to winning, then really you shouldn't feel embarrassed to lose. And I don't remember where I was going with this, but like, yeah, like I just feel like there's no win or lose situations. Like there is, but if you just take the losses as the next step to winning, because people think, oh, it's like a two-way, it's like a two-way street where you either win or you lose. But really it's just one road, you know? And that road is filled with losses, wins, you know? And you're going to lose more than you win in your life. That's just how it is. But those losses feel so small compared to the wins, you know? Every time you lose, yeah, it feels like a heavy weight. It feels like, ah, man. But like I said, if you take it in a certain way where you can be humiliated, you can take the embarrassment, but you use that to drive you to win, then the win just feels so much better and you'll forget about the loss. The loss will feel so minuscule compared to your wins. But when you win, it's not an end goal at the same time. A win is just another checkpoint, you know, because there's still more to win. There's still more to do. There's still more losses to take. Because after you win, you're gonna lose again. It's just always a cycle. Win, lose, 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 win, 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 lose, 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 win, lose. You know, you're never gonna end at one thing. And I've said this before, like goals and stuff can make you happy, but they'll never satisfy you. So it's important. to walk through life already being satisfied, already loving life, already loving yourself, because those things will fulfill you, not achieving a bunch of things. Like, obviously, like I said, I don't know. Me personally, at least. Me personally, I have to be fully satisfied and fully grateful and fully appreciative about everything in my life, and love and lead with love throughout my life. Because if I bet everything on a goal and reaching it and losing, then it just feels even worse when I do lose. And it's even worse when you bet your life on winning and your happiness on winning, because when you win and it's over, then what? You're always gonna seek more. And that's the thing. I don't want to keep seeking more. I just want to be satisfied. And I feel like like I said, I'm learning to be satisfied. But in terms of winning and losing, man, if you really want to win, you will do everything you can to do it. If you really do. People say like, "Oh, I want to do this goal. I really want to do this. I really want to start Instagram and be a content creator and get some followers, but it's okay if I don't." Like, you can't do that. Like, it's okay if I don't. You can't have that backup plan. Like, no. If you want to truly win and succeed in anything, any ambition, any goal, any dream, you got to go 100%. You know what I mean? There's no way except for 100%, because if you're like in 90% deep, but there's that 10% of you that is always relying on some kind of backup plan or contingency, or if this doesn't work out, then it's okay because I have blank. You're never going to be fully in it. Your heart's never going to be fully in it, and you'll never be able to reach the goal that you really want to do and achieve. It's important to always be 100%. Like, it's hard to lock in and focus if even a part of you is somewhere else, or even just a little bit of doubt. You know, one of my very close friends of mine in my life, shout out Kuyaroli, he taught me that, like, once you plant those seeds of doubt, as small as the seeds of doubt are, eventually they'll grow into a tree of doubt. And so you can't even let a seed of doubt in your life, because that will grow and grow as time goes on. You just got to lead life with full confidence. And that's where the ego part comes in. Like, I don't think you have to lead with this negative ego of you have to be better than everybody. No, the point is to be better than yourself. The best version. Beat yourself. Pause. But it's kind of ironic. It's like that episode in Naruto where they're like, "I'm going to be better than I was yesterday." And then they beat like their clone of them. But yeah, it's true. Like, you should become 1% better every single day, because at the end of like a year, you're 365% better. I think I've already mentioned that in a previous podcast, but it's true. Like, you really need to go all the way in. And there's people in life who are proof that if you put yourself through it and go all in, you can achieve some amazing, amazing feats. If you have a real love for what you're doing as well, paired with a hunger that's just untamable, you just become a beast. You know, perfect example is Kobe. I will always, always appreciate that Mamba mentality. I've always looked up to it. I've always looked up to Kobe's work ethic, his drive to be the best, his drive to win. Even Michael Jordan, you know, he had a little bit more of that aggressive ego where he was like, if something ever happened to him that somebody did, he's like, I took that personally. And he uses that to drive him. Michael Jordan, if you look at his track record, he's lost so many games in his career. But he's still considered like the greatest of all time, arguably. You know, the only person that comes second is like LeBron. But even then, I still think that, you know, side note, LeBron may be the greatest player of all time, stats wise, but it's hard to say because we see Michael Jordan's impact now. You know, we're seeing his legacy affect all the players around him, like the players that came up, you know? But that era of players that were inspired by Michael Jordan's ending. Now it's a bunch of these new players that were inspired by LeBron James. So we'll see the cultural impact later on in life. But I still think Michael Jordan has the best impact because obviously, you know, Jumpman, the shoes. But if we're talking specifically basketball, Loki, I still think Michael. But hot take, if we're talking strictly basketball, impact, Kobe. The Mamba mentality is just so magnetic. It's so iconic. Ain't nobody shooting, and they're saying Jordan, LeBron, Irving. Ain't nobody saying that shit. Curry. Nobody's saying that. Everybody's saying Kobe. You know what I mean? R.I.P. But anyways, getting back to the topic. Their egos were just something else. You know? Muhammad Ali. Insane ego, insane faith in himself. And I feel like faith and ego have a very, very thin line. It's kind of like two different ways of saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Ego and faith. I feel like if you have faith in yourself, is that not ego? You know what I mean? But like I said, maybe faith is just that positive cause and connotation of ego, you know, because we always relate it to the negatives. But I feel like there's ways to use your ego in a right way. Just like I said, like the Mamba mentality, Muhammad Ali is who had unwavering resilience and unwavering faith within himself. You know what I'm saying? And Michael Jordan and all these people in the world, probably the best example of using their ego and faith is none other than Kanye West himself. Shout out to Kanye. I got the Kanye shirt on because I was ready to talk about him in this episode of Ego. And honestly, I recently watched the Kanye West Genius documentary again. I haven't watched it since it came out, and I watched it again and really paid attention because I was feeling really inspired and just motivated to be my best, you know. I feel like that's where I am as of right now, like recently in my life. It's just striving to be the absolute best I have ever been and be in places that I've never been before and doing things that I've never done. And so I've been studying a lot of like my heroes in life and a lot of great people who have achieved like the most amazing feats, like not just good people that are good at something, like people that are considerably the best. You know, like I said, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Kanye West. What they all have in common is that big ego, believing in themselves, not even thinking they're the best, knowing how amazing and how good they are. They believe they're the best. I feel like that's the word that you need. You can't think you're great. You can't think you can do something. You can't think you're going to achieve your goals. You have to believe, you know, on some Kung Fu Panda. Master Oogway said it best. And this is why I love Kung Fu Panda so much. It's like probably like my top 5 favorite movies of all time. But Master Oogway says like a peach, like Shifu's like, oh, a peach can't beat Tai Lung. And he's like, maybe it can if you're willing to guide it and believe in it. You know, sometimes all it takes is unwavering belief to achieve something, to beat something, to conquer something. It's just believing in yourself, you know? And that's really what it is. Like, you have to really believe it. That whole fake it till you make it saying, that cliche, it's real. Even if you don't believe it deep down, like, you just have to convince yourself. You just got to say every day, like, I believe I can do something. Even if you know you don't have the ability, even though you think you can't, you just got to tell yourself you believe in yourself till it's ingrained in your mind and it's wired into your brain or wired into your heart that you believe that you can achieve anything you put your mind to. Because if you don't, then you'll never truly be able to lock in and be there. Like I said, it's if you have and plant a little seed of doubt, it'll grow. So you just gotta tear that doubt away and fill it in with belief. True belief, true faith in yourself is what you need to achieve everything you need in life. You know what I'm saying? Go through everything to be able to just push through, because there's going to be days where you're going to feel like you don't want to do something. You're not going to feel motivated to achieve your dreams. You're not going to want to work hard. You're going to be too tired. And that's where the fuels of your belief and your faith and your ego kick in the most, is when you can't do something and you're telling yourself you can't do it, and the universe is conspiring against you that you can't do it, and there's people in your ear telling you that you can't do it. That unwavering faith, belief, and ego, if you really just stand your ground and just push through and conquer it, you'll be able to achieve anything. And like, once you break past that wall that's like that you're hitting, you just feel so great and so much stronger. That's why they always say, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, because it's real. Because you can, it's kind of like, if you guys watch Dragon Ball, I know I always relate stuff to pop culture, but that's just where I learned a lot of my life lessons. But anyways, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, you know that the Saiyans, they're this alien race, which is what Goku is. And every time they fight, they get stronger just genetically. That's in their genetics. Whether they lose or they win, their body has that muscle memory of how their strength was. And every time they fight, if they're not dead, they get stronger immensely, you know? And it's like that compound training, you know? After every battle, you just become something so great. And after every loss, you become, after every loss, you just become so much stronger as a person. You become so much more resilient, you know, so much more tough. And it's just like, that's just what it is. It's almost like building a callus for your heart and for your mental. You know, every time you lose, it gets a little bit easier to lose the next time, you know, until you win. And then once you win, you feel great. And then you got to lose all over again. But yeah, it's just believing in yourself to do everything you can. And anyways, I was studying a lot of my inspirations, and one person who believed in themselves so hard when nobody else believed in him, Kanye West. So I was watching the Genius documentary again. I know I said that, but just to go back, I was watching the documentary and I was really paying attention to his come up, because the episodes there's only 3 episodes in the actual series, in the documentary. And you would think it's like, okay, so the first episode is going to be like college dropout, late registration, graduation era. The next one's going to be heartbreak, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Pablo. And then the last one is going to be like Jesus is King, Donda, and so on and so on. Jesus. I don't know. Oh, wait, Jesus came before. Anyways, but I thought it was going to be like that. But no, literally the first episode barely touches college dropout. It's all about his backstory, you know, him coming up, him really just people not believing in him, people not giving him a chance. He's just this preppy kid. The one thing that differentiated Kanye from rap at the time was that he wasn't a gangster, and he never claimed to be. He always was just truly himself and was just like, you know what? I am going to be that first preppy rapper, you know what I mean? From the streets, south side of Chicago, you know? He doesn't shoot people. He's not in the gangs, but he's just going to rap about his life because that's what he likes to do. And the fact that he's one of the most amazing producers of all time at the time. And so he goes out here just trying to prove to everybody that he's more than a producer, because one of his big goals was to sign to Jay-Z's label, Rockefeller Records. And he does everything he can to sign with them, but he doesn't want to sign as a producer because that's all they want him for. They want him for the beats, because Kanye was an amazing producer. He produced all of the Blueprint album, which is Jay-Z's album, and they only wanted him to sign as a producer, which makes sense because he's proven himself as a producer. You know, he's produced all these songs, he's produced albums, but he wants to be noticed as a rapper. And so he works so hard. He truly believes that he can be the best one day. He believes in his rap ability. He believes that he'll be able to get signed to Rockefeller as a rapper. He believes that he'll be this artist that can make this company millions of dollars. He believes that he's going to have one of the greatest rap albums of all time. And he keeps pushing and pushing. He goes to the Rockefeller office. He's playing All Falls Down to random ass employees that aren't even listening to him. He's giving them the music for free. He's going to the offices. He's going to the people that he knows. He's going to the connects. He's giving his all just to even have somebody listen to him. That's all he wants. He just wants somebody to listen. And there's so many things like you just see. There's just so many things that are telling him no, 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 all rejection, no from the universe. All these things telling him that he's not going to be a rapper. You know, but I forgot what happens, but like he kind of like, they finally just like give him a chance and he signs with Rockefeller Records. You know, after a lot of perseverance, he signs Rockefeller Records. And so he's going to start working. Second episode is about him working on The College Dropout and getting it ready to release and launch. But Rockefeller, who said that they were going to sign him as a rapper and fund his album, they're not doing that. He's still only producing beats for Rockefeller, working on the blueprint, working on other artists' beats, you know? And he's using that to make money to be able to fund his own project, which is The College Dropout. And so he's like, fuck, man, like they're not helping me out here. Like I got to do this all by myself now. So he's making A College Dropout, which is his project. And specifically, he was working on Through the Wire. Now, before I talk about Through the Wire, let me tell y'all how much belief and perseverance this guy has. Because this guy was at the studio so late because he was working so hard to prove something that on the way home, on the drive home, he got into a life-threatening car accident. This guy almost dies, goes to the hospital, shatters his jaw in like 3 different places. They tell him he can't be rapping. They put a steel plate in his jaw, and this guy has to recover, and this guy can't rap. This guy almost died, fam. Like, people thought it was over for him. You know, when you're a rapper and you shatter your jaw in like 3 places, you got a steel plate in there, you think you're over. You think you're done. I'm not going to lie. If that was me, I'd be like, oh, fuck, my life is over. But anyways, instead of taking this as, oh man, I gotta chill out. Maybe this is God's way of telling me like this isn't gonna work out. You know, I can't do it anymore. My jaw's shattered. Blah blah blah. No, there's no excuse. The first thing he does when he wakes up in the hospital, he's like, I gotta record a song. I gotta finish the album. And so he starts working. His fucking jaw is wired shut. It's wired shut. This guy's working on a song. He's like, I got the perfect song for this moment. And that's when he records a song with his jaw wired shut. And he records the song. And that song became Through the Wire because he's spitting his soul through the wire because his jaw is fucking wired shut. And he records Through the Wire, produces it. It's like one of the most amazing songs. So amazing. And it's like he gets the choir in once he's out of the hospital. Like he gets a real life choir to record the vocals for him, and he does all these things. And it's just such an amazing and like such an inspiring story because even in the face of a life-threatening injury and something that could really change the trajectory of your life, he doesn't let it happen. You know, his belief in himself, his ego is just so strong that he's able to just push through and power forward, you know. His jaw is wired shut and this guy's fucking rapping? Are you crazy, bro? Anyways, so gets out the hospital, starts working on the song. He's showing everybody. He's showing Pharrell Williams. Pharrell Williams just runs out the room. Pharrell, the greatest producer at the time, is running out the room because your beat's crazy and your song is insane. And he's realizing the story of why it's called Through the Wire. You know what I mean? I would fucking run out the room if I heard that shit too, you know, in person. But he tells him, you know what, like, you're literally, I've only heard two of your songs and you're my favorite artist of all time already. He's just that, he just, for somebody like Pharrell in the music industry to just really, I respect Pharrell Williams' decisions and his opinions so much because he just has like a magical ear for sonics and sound. And so for him to listen to Kanye for the first time and be like, you're my favorite artist means a lot. Like that is heavy. And so Kanye goes working through the wire, you know, Rockefeller's still not funding his little project, you know? And so this guy makes the music video for Through the Wire. That's what he's working on. And at his listening party or at the music video watch party, this guy's like, they didn't give me a single dollar to produce this music video. It was supposed to cost me $8,000. I paid $33,000 out of my pocket to make this shit. This guy's like all in. That, I don't know if that was how much money he had before, but that's a lot of money. And I feel like if this project failed, it could have been bad. You know what I mean? It could have maybe Kanye might have not even be Kanye, but knowing who Kanye is, there was no, it might fail. What if it fails? It was gonna do successful. He believed that this was the one, you know. Lo and behold, drops Through the Wire music video, #1 music video for months. You know, he gets the respect of Rockefeller. They sign him as a rapper. They fund the rest of his project. He finished his College Dropout. Boom, #1 album for months. You know what I'm saying? He's out. His rap career skyrockets after that. And in Kanye's mind, this is how it was gonna go. There was no failure. It's the reason why it became what it was and how much impact that had and how much that skyrocketed his career was because that's just how we saw it. He envisioned his life and manifested it because he had so much belief in it, so much faith. That reality, he believed in it so much, it already existed before he even got there. You know, the only thing that was in between him and his dream was the time that it took to get there. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by having unwavering faith and unwavering ego in yourself. You have to believe you're the best. You have to believe that everything you do is going to work out. You just have to believe it, you know? And I feel like that ego is just so important in the process, you know? And that's truly what I believe. I think your ego is so important. It's a part of you. It's what your ego is, what you see, how you see yourself. It's you. You know what I mean? That's why whenever I see people say like, "Oh, it's bad to have an ego. Like you should kill that ego, put it aside and be humble." Like you can be humble and still have an ego. You know what I mean? Just don't project it in a negative way and just have it as true belief in your abilities, knowing that you're the best. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to improve your life, I heard this. Like, the best way to improve your life is to let go of your old one. Let me explain. I heard this saying. It was like, if you want to start living your new life, you have to let go of your old one. And by that, I don't mean like stop hanging out with your old friends, move to a different city, forget about your relationships, forget about everything in your past so you can focus on this brand new life. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is see this version of yourself, you know, that has everything you ever wanted. That's your new life. That person who has everything you ever wanted. Think about him. And then think about what does that version of yourself do to get everything that he wants. And then all you got to do is copy that. Copy that. And then soon enough, you will manifest your dream life. And it's not even like that it doesn't exist. Once you manifest it and once you really just see the idea of who you're going to be and believe that you'll be there eventually, the only thing between you and your ideal version of yourself, your dream version of yourself, is time. The time it takes to get there and the hard work and the perseverance. But The idea is already real. You just have to start working to get it. You know what I mean? I watched this video on YouTube about ego, and one of the best ways to achieve that ideal version of yourself isn't even just creating that version of you and trying to be them. Instead, try thinking of it as a rival. You know, in anime, like, I feel like trying to compete, if you're a competitive person like me, competing with something makes you improve exponentially faster. Because even in anime like Naruto, the reason why he becomes strong so fast is because he has a rival, Sasuke. Same thing with Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta especially has the biggest ego, the most pride in himself. His rival's Goku, and that's the thing that drives him to just be so improved, so fast, and so strong. You know what I mean? It's that rivalry. Sometimes we just need a rival, you know? And instead of rivaling other people, have yourself as your rival. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to get to the best versions of yourself, imagine, let's do a little exercise. So, project for y'all. You know, if you guys are down to do this, but if you want to achieve your dreams, you're gonna follow what I say. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. But what I've been doing is to be able to truly achieve my dreams to the max potential I can. I think of a rival. I envision this person, and that is my rival. And then I think it's kind of similar to what I was saying earlier, but it's like, imagine your rival has everything you ever wanted. What does your rival do that's everything that he wants? You know? What does your rival do that you don't? That he's able to achieve all these things and all the goals that you want, all the dreams that you want. What does he do to achieve that? You know? What does your rival's day look like on a daily basis to be able to achieve that? What does the routine look like? What do his habits look like? What do just they look like in general? What are all the things, like, if you just have to break it down, like, what are all the things that your rival has that you don't? You know what I mean? And then all you got to do is take all of those aspects and take all those qualities and do them, but better. Because you're not trying to be equal to your rival. You're trying to beat him. You're trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? And if you become a better version of a person than your rival, then you will achieve the dreams that you want and ambitions and more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the secret. You know, sometimes you just got to build that competition in yourself. You just really, honestly, it's just the hunger. The hunger is really what makes it too. And honestly, just also don't be too hard on yourself as well. You know what I mean? Because there's a point where ego becomes like anxiety. You know what I mean? Because like you put so much pressure on yourself, and when something's also too hard, like, you just build that anxiety. But if something's too boring and too easy, then you just get bored, you know, and you're not going to improve. You got to find that, like, the zone, you know. I think it was in Blue Lock where I learned that, actually, which is all about ego. But it's like, you have that ego, but if something's too challenging and you put too much pressure on yourself, you get anxious. But if something's not challenging enough, you get bored. You got to find that perfect balance of something that's just challenging enough for your ego to handle, that you just lock into the zone. You know what I mean? Not saying that you can't do harder tasks, but like, once you find that, like, perfect cadence and that perfect balance of difficulty, you just get into that zone. You tap in so quickly, and your improvement skyrockets. You know, that's why I always say, if you're trying to improve yourself and become better at something, you can't put it all your marble, like you can't pressure yourself to do it all in like a day or overnight, because that's just gonna give you anxiety and like, oh fuck man, like I gotta do it like ASAP. Like no, you just gotta take it day by day. Like you just, that's part of the ego and that's part of the belief is like you will achieve it, and but you don't know when. And that ego and that perseverance is what you need to be able to achieve it. Because some people, they can do it, they can put the work in, but they can't put the work in for too long. You know, you have to keep being able to put the work in. That's where the love for something comes in, because like I said, there's going to be days where you don't want to do it. There's going to be days where you're too tired. There's going to be days where there's going to be all these obstacles that are telling you no. But if you truly love it and you have that hunger, that drive, and that belief in yourself, nothing can stop you, you know? And you'll keep working and working towards something. No matter, it's not going to matter how much time it takes, because you believe in it so much and you have that hunger that it could take a year and it hasn't happened yet, but you'll still keep going, you know? Growth isn't like a linear line. It's like compounding and exponential. It's going to be really slow at first, but then eventually you'll start finding your momentum. You'll find that zone, you know, that perfect balance of challenge. And then you're just going to skyrocket eventually. Compounding, you know, compound improvement will always beat chunks of improvement. You know, it's like, oh, I'm so good now. And then boom, you're not as great for like a while. And then boom, I'm so good now. And then boom, it's just stagnant again. And it's like, oh shit, like it's not like a stair thing. Like it's like a hill, you know? And you'll hit peaks and then you'll go down, but those new peaks will become like your new lows. Your highs get higher and your lows get lower. No, your lows get high. Wait, what? Your highs get higher and your lows get higher. You know what I mean? So like even if you take L's, you're not gonna go back to zero, because you've improved so much. So let's say like this is like your lowest. Like you have like this is like your life, and then it gets higher. That high is that like setting the new bar for yourself, you know? And so when you take losses, like I said, every time you lose, it's going to be a little bit easier and easier, because you know how to deal with it and you have the skill and you have the mental for it now. You know what I mean? I feel like something that actually got me into ego and really believing that it could be a positive thing is Blue Lock, which is a soccer anime, football anime, about really just tapping into that ego and using it, you know, really putting it all in there. And that ego is just like building the best version of you, you know, doing what you need to do to be the best, be number one, you know. And there's certain aspects that you have, certain talents that you have that nobody else has, and certain talents that you can't copy. So you just got to focus your ego on what makes you the best, what makes you talented, what makes you special. You know, everybody's special, you know, but not everyone's the best. You got to tap into the qualities that make you so great and use that, take advantage of that. Those are your superpowers. You know what I mean? Everybody's got that in themselves. You just got to find it, dig for it. That's what's going to release your true potential. That one thing that makes you different from everybody, because everybody's releasing videos, everybody's playing basketball, everyone's doing the same things you want, but how are you going to achieve it? You know, everyone's doing the same thing. You got to find a different way. You got to find a better way. You know what I'm saying? If you want to achieve those, dreams, it's just that star quality. You just got to find it. And everybody has the potential to be the best at something. You just got to really, really dig and really persevere through it all. Yeah. Just give in, you know? And the thing that makes, at least for what I believe, the thing that takes away the negative connotation from ego is being true to yourself at the same time, you know? you're going to change over time. The more you grow as a person, the more work you put into your goals, the more belief you have, the more ego that you feed into, you know what I mean? And the more faith and all this stuff and determination, perseverance, you're going to change. Challenges will mold you. Challenges will beat you down and mold you into something that somebody you've never been before. But if you have that core belief and of who you are and your morals, and you just stay true to that throughout everything, because people change, and that's okay. Everybody will change, but that core version of you, if you stay true to that, who, like, the person that actually makes you you, then I believe that you can do no wrong, you know? Because like I said, everybody changes. Everybody, you will change eventually. My mindset will change. Like I said, these YouTube videos are to document my mindset from how I was when I was younger. And I feel like I don't want to lose my sense of self as I grow. I will be a different person. I will have some different beliefs. I will have some different opinions, but at the end of the day, I still want to stay true to me, true to myself and who I am. You know, I'm just a kid. I'll always forever be playful, creative, happy. Well, not always happy, but like playful, creative, imaginative, you know, a big dreamer. And I believe that's who I am. That's my core beliefs of in myself, you know. I watched Inside Out 2 again. Shit was fire, the whole core belief shit and all that stuff. Like, but that shit's real. Like, it's those core beliefs that make you you. Some of it's positive, some of it's negative, some of it's fearful, some of it's confident, you know. But yeah, if there's one thing or a couple things, what I want to stick with this video is believe in yourself. It's okay to want to be the best and feed into your ego. Don't project it onto other people and just stay true to yourself. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry if, you know, this video was everywhere. I had a long day, but I still showed up. And I truly believe that I can achieve all the goals that I've set out to do. To do that, you just got to show up. And I'm here, baby. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Like it, subscribe. Have a great day. Have a great night. No matter when you're listening to this. And one thing I want to say to you guys. I believe in you. And you can do it. So believe in yourself. All right. Take care. Love y'all. Peace.